Hey, let's talk about how to practically implement palm cooling into your workout program, okay? So, there's a lot of research now showing that palm cooling seems to be effective to increase your training volume by delaying the onset of fatigue, okay? On our palms of our hand, we have glabrous skin, this hairless skin. Underneath that glabrous skin is a special network of vessels called AVAs, or arterial venous anastomosis, okay? Those special network of vessels are primarily used or meant for heat regulation within our body, okay, or thermal regulation. This is how we can really help ourselves get cold when we're hot or hot when we're cold, okay? It's why when you're cold, you want to put your palms around a hot cup of coffee, or when you're hot at night, you might stick your foot or palm outside of your blanket to dump heat, okay? So glabrous skin, AVAs underneath. We want to take advantage of this during our workouts to help us regulate temperature. Why? Because as we delay the onset of increased muscle temperature, we're going to delay the onset of fatigue as well, okay? Now, there's lots of research out there doing experimental design where they have a very strict control group, a very strict experimental group, and they're doing very strict parameters of reps, work to rest ratios and all that, okay? And what they're finding is that this seems to be very beneficial for performance standpoint, okay? But you don't need to implement it to that standard with your own workouts, right? So in our workouts, we tend to do an exercise. Hopefully that exercise that you're doing is causing some amount of exhaustion and that you need to rest after that. So if I do a heavy set of back squats, my heart rate is going to go up, my temperature is going to want to go up, and I'm going to need some rest after that set to go on to the next exercise and keep a very high intensity, right? So that is when I'm just simply grabbing my palm cooling device, right, and using it during my normal rest sets, okay? For me, in my own training, I've noticed that resting about a minute and a minute and a half with palm cooling versus without palm cooling has the greatest effects for me. In the research, they talk about a 3-minute rest break showing dramatic improvements. In my own testing, 3 minutes, I don't know, I just felt very rested in either state, whether I was palm cooling or not. So I didn't get as big of a performance bump. But when I was resting about a minute to a minute and a half, and that included exercises that were compound, so like squat presses, big compound movements, my heart rate would elevate, and therefore my body would want to elevate in temperature as well. And that's where I felt the biggest performance increase. But again, just from a practical standpoint, holding on to something that's cool during your normal interval breaks, right? So if you're running or doing some type of HIIT training and you have a rest break, you're going to hold on to your palm cooling device. If you're doing power or strength training where you're doing a number of reps per set and then you're going to rest between those sets anyway, you're just going to simply grab on your palm cooling device and use that during your normal rest break, okay? You do not need to turn every one of your workouts into an experimental design type framework to get benefits of palm cooling. It's good that that research is there because you know in your back of your mind that this stuff is working and helping you, but from a practicality standpoint, you don't have to go and nerd out to that level, okay? Hope that helps teach you a little bit how to practically include palm cooling into your workout.